Salam everyone. So we just had a class and I forgot to hit record. So I'm just going to record these verses for you and let you know what the meanings are. So we were here, number 30. Inna fi dhalika la ayatin wa in kunna lamubtalin. So we already know inna, indeed, fi dhalik, in this or that. Dhalik is this or that. La ayat, ayat, we know either verses or signs or lessons. Wa in kunna, we've done in previous lessons that in means indeed. Kunna, we had a whole section on kun, for example, kun fayakun, meaning be and it is. So kunna is from we are. I can write these things down for you. Verse number 30. So kunna meaning we are. Because there's a na here for we and there's a kun in there for are. So kunna lamubtalin. So this is from sorry, not mutbalin, it's mubtalin. So this is from mubtala. Oh no! Where's the undo button? There you go. So lamubtalin is from ibtila. I think there's an Urdu word which means a test or a trial. And lamubtalin. So you might have noticed that when you add this meme to verses, it then becomes a noun. For example, yu'min means to believe, right? And then mu'min is then a believer. So we have this. And then een, we've already discussed, it's plural. So lamubtalin are people who, or someone who tests. So basically, inna lamubtalin, God is saying that we put people to the test. Then, thumma أنشأنا من بعدهم قرنا آخرين. Thumma, you may or may not know, means then. Ansha'na, we've covered in a previous lesson. It's those, oh dear, technological issues. So thumma means, I don't know why I'm getting this error. Thumma we know means then or so. And ansha'na is from those words that we discussed in one of the lessons, which we discussed 3 words for creating, and they all had slightly different meanings and slightly, so create, ja'al, which was make, batna, which is also create, but more in terms of fruits and vegetables, and shatna can be used for creation, but can also be used to, like, for the produce of the earth, so created or produced. And sha'na min ba'dihim qarnan akharin. So min ba'dihim means after them. So ba'd, we know ba'd means, after. We have this in Urdu as well. Ba'd mein. Then ba'dihim means after them. Qarna, this might be a new word. So qarna means, it's from qurun. Qurun means towns. No, sorry, that's qaryas. My bad. Qarna, basically groups or generations. So after them, we created generations. Akharin. So akhir we said was last. So it's something that comes after, right? And the other word, the opposite we talked about was sabiq. I think we discussed this in one. So sabaqa meaning preceding, so something that comes before. And akharin. So basically, from all these words, from thumma, from min ba'dihim, from akharin, you can guess, okay, God's talking about a generation that came after them. So then we produced after them another generation. Then فَأَرْسَلْنَا فِيهِمْ رَسُولًا. Arsalna and Rasula are the same, a root, as in sending a messenger. or sending something. So fa meaning then. فأرسلنا. And from rusul or sending, and this na is we. This fa is so. You might know this by now. So we sended to them, fihim, so amongst them, a rasula minhum, messengers from amongst themselves, because min is from, right? So minhum would be from them. So fihim is amidst them or amongst them, because fi is, in fihim, in them, amongst them. Basically meaning we sent to them messengers from amongst themselves. Anirbudullah. So then they were saying, the messengers were an. This an is like a that. It's like a connecting word. So they then said, Anirbudullah, worship God alone. Malakum, there isn't for you. This ma we know is the no, and then lakum is for you. So no for you. Malakum, there isn't for you. Min ilahin ghayru. So ilah, obviously we've done, so I'm not gonna write this down. Ghayru is, we've covered this, means except, right? Or without, or negation. So multi-purpose, that's one of the benefits of Arabic words, is that it's multi-purpose. So afala tattaqun, will you not have taqwa? Tattaqun, will you not take heed? And how do we know this afala word is so comprehensive? So this la, I think we did this before, la meaning no, is a question, makes everything into a question, and fa is like so. So will you not? And then I remember writing that so will not, this thing, whether it's so will you not, so will they not, so will he not, this bit, you always have to read the next word to figure that out. So here it is, afala tattaqun. And if you then look at this form, now it completes the sentence for you, tattaqun, which is you, ta, this ta, will you not have, will you not take heed? Tattaqun, which we said last time was from taqwa, right? Heedlessness or consciousness, etc. If it was yattaqun, afala yattaqun, then it would mean, will they not take heed? So this bit can then become they if it's yattaqun. So you have to look at the next word to get the whole meaning. And this is they because of the ya. And the ya we said was a third person. So it could be for he, will he not take heed? But then, as always, this un makes things plural. So it's, instead of a he, it becomes they. So will they not take heed? Okay, 33. وَقَالَ الْمَلَأُ مِنْ قَوْمِهِ. And said the chiefs from qawm, his nation. قَوْمِهِ, the he at the end is his nation. If it was qawmihim, it would be their nation, etc. الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا, those who disbelieved, وَكَذَّبُوا, and denied, بِلِقَاءِ الْآخِرَةِ. So liqa we haven't done before, but it's quite an easy word to remember because it's from mulaqat, like, which means meeting. So liqa al-akhirah is the meeting of the hereafter. وَأَتْرَفْنَاهُمْ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. We're going to skip this bit for now. So وَقَالَ الْمَلَأُ, we're still continuing, and said the chiefs, those who disbelieved in the meeting of the hereafter, مَا هَذَا إِلَّا بَشَرٌ. So not this except human. So this isn't but a human. مثلكم, just like you, because we said مثل was like, right? مثل, so you know, God says مثل الذين, which means this is like the similarity, or this is the parable, an example. مثل also means example. أمثال also means, you know, example. So you'll be familiar with these words. So مثلكم means just like you. If it was مثلنا, it would be just like us, you know, etc. And then obviously all the others, like مثلك, مثلهم, for example. Let's say مثلهم, just like them. Just like them. Okay, so مثلهم, مثلكم, sorry, that this is not a man just like you. يأكل مما تأكلون. So he eats مما, from what? تأكلون, you eat. منه, like from. ويشرب مما تشربون, and he drinks. So يشرب, we did شراب, drinking. We did this last time. سقى was also another word for drinking. So يشرب or يسقى. يشرب, to drink. Also يسقى. Oops. يسقى, which means also to drink or to water. And so he ويشرب مما تشربون, he drinks from what you drink. تشربون, because of the ta, and تأكلون and تشربون, it means you here. Then 34, ولئن أطعتم بشرا مثلكم إنكم إذا لخاسرون. So لئن, have we done in? I think we have. So in meaning if, and لئن kind of adds emphasis, and what is and if أطعتم. Now this might look unfamiliar, but actually I'm sure you know what it means, because it's from, you know, سمعنا وأطعنا, we hear and we obey. We also have like طاعت, which means obedience. So أطعتم, now because of this ta at the end, it means you, plural. So this is something actually, tum at the end versus and kum at the end, both of them means you, أطعتم. So you obey. So لئن أطعتم, if you obey, بشرا مثلكم, we just did it in the top, like a man just like you. إنكم إذا لخاسرون, then إنكم, for sure, إذن is also like then. لخاسرون, خاسرون from خسارة, which means loss, and so you will be amongst the losers. لخاسرون. So basically they're saying if you obey a human like you will be from the losers. 35. أيعدكم أنكم إذا متم وكنتم ترابا وعظاما أنكم مخرجون. So 35, أيعدكم. Again, this might be one of those that seem unfamiliar but actually aren't. So أيعدكم. So again, we said it was question. The kum here at the end is you all. And then ya'id comes from warda. So warda meaning promise. And so ya'id is like as a noun, promise, right? Warda, the thing, the promise. Yarid is then the verb is like to promise. So ayaridukum, does he promise you? Annakum idha mittum. Now mittum again is one of those where you think you don't know what it means, but actually you do, because mit, this one is like mot, which means death. And so mittum, we just did this tum, which was you. Remember the tum versus kum, it could both be you. So when you have died, mittum. وأنكم وكنتم ترابا وعظاما. Turab, we know, like, oh, turab, we've been made from turab, it means dust. And عظاما, you may or may not know, I think we actually did a verse where God was describing that lahma, meaning flesh, and then we made it into bones or ilam, etc., etc. Annakum mukhrajun, that you will be, annakum mukhrajun, from kharaj. We've done this as well, mukhrajun, from kharaj, kharaja, which means to leave, or an exit can be khuruj, so to leave or exit. So it meaning like, will you leave the earth? Like you will be brought forth alive. So aya'idukum annakum, does he promise you, idha mittum, when you are dead, wa kuntum turaba, and you are dust and bones, you will actually come out. Hayhata lima tu'adun. So this hayhata, this is like an expression which means, oh, far from it, or like far-fetched or impossible. So it's just like one of those words where you say the meaning is sort of in the way the word sounds. I don't know what those words are called. It's like hayhata, no way, lima tu'adun, of what you have been promised, tu'adun. So there's something I actually should add here. So wa'da, ya'id, you can also have yu'adun, which means what they have been promised, because of the ya, like they have been promised, yu'adun. Ma yu'adun, what they have been promised. And then tu'adun, which is here, which is what you have been promised. Okay. And then 37, in hiya illa hayatuna dunya namutu wa nahya wa ma nahnu bimab'uthin. Verily, in here, verily this, illa hayatuna dunya, except hayatuna, our life, dunya, which means our life or of this world. Namutu wa nahya. Again, you have this maut. So maut, namut meaning we die. Yamut would be they die, etc. And etc., etc. So wa nahya, from hayat, which means life. Again, hayatun dunya. These are such common words. It's just the forms that we need to get familiar with. So nahya meaning we live, namutu wa nahya, wa ma nahnu bimab'uthin. So nahnu, I don't know if we've done it, but nahnu, we might already be familiar with it. It just means we. You can also guess by the number of noons it has. This noon, nahnu, that's how I remember. And then wama nahnu bimab'uthin, not we bimab'uthin. So this one, mab'uthin. So this is mab'uthin. So this is from ba'ath, which means to be resurrected. So Yawmul Ba'ath, for example, you will come across this a lot. Yawmul Ba'ath, the day of resurrection. It's one of the many words used for Ba'ath. So we will not be amongst the group that are resurrected because of this ma. It's kind of like a mu'minin, for example. Mu'minin, we are not believers. And this een is a plural, right? So it's the same form, mab'uthin. We are not going to be of the resurrected people. So that's what we did today, and I've luckily recorded it this time. Hopefully this was useful. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. And otherwise, like the video and subscribe to the channel for more such lessons. All right, Assalamu alaikum.